Today we are going to discuss about stacked bar chart. Okay, stacked chart. How to prepare a stacked chart. So here in this Power BI we have two charts. See here, stacked bar chart and another one is stacked column chart. So what is the difference between this stacked bar and stacked column? It is the visualization only, it will differ. So one is look like horizontal view, one is look like vertical view. So that is the difference. How to create a stacked chart? So for example, I want this stacked bar chart. I have to choose this stacked bar. Okay, and I want to choose what values I need to place. So for example, I'm going to of a supplier table. I want to product and sales. So here it will shows like what are all products. So first we have placed product, so it will display what are all products are available and what is the south sale amount. So we have data like product and south sale and east sale. So now I'm just showing product and south sale. What is the sales in this south? So we can easily find out the per furniture sale count is quite less. So the black screen is coming, right? This is called it as tooltip. So it give the information about that particular bar. On if I'm having cursor here, it will show the information about this particular bar. If I'm having cursor here, it will display this particular bar. So when we are using the stacked bar chart, so we can able to easily find out up and downs, like which one is low level, which one is high level, what is the difference between one product to another product. Likewise, we can able to understand this particular graph. This is horizontal view and vertical view, so both is remain same. What is the difference between first and second? So the display method, so one is horizontal view and another one is vertical view. Okay, so when you are applying a single value, it should be like this. When you are applying a single sale value, it should be like this. So when I'm applying one more value like east sale also I want to show in this particular graph, I can able to add. But how it will display? See here, it will fill on the top of. So already we have selected the south sale, and again we are on the top, we are filling the east sale. So it will show like first south sale is how much on the top, the east sale how much it is, it will reflect like this. So it will on the top it will fill. So where I need to use this graph? So what is the understanding about this particular graph? So when you are applying multiple values, we can't able to easily find out which one is lower and which one is higher, right? Even though we have color difference, we can't able to find out the differences between the south and east and all. So where I need to apply this stacked chart? So I'll give some scenario. So for example, okay, I am the manager. I have two teams, okay, with me. So one is south department and another one is east department. Okay. When I'm projecting my performance to my higher official, what I will do? So I have two teams. Two teams is under my control. So overall of that particular two teams performance is my performance. So I'll show totally I did this sale this much I did. Likewise, I'll show the overall performance to my higher official. I won't show the differentiation about this particular table. I want to show only the cumulative values because both the teams are under my control. When I'm come to my performance, I have to show the overall performance. So I don't want to show the differentiation on that particular place. So when you want to understand, you want to show the overall performance to somebody, you have to choose this particular stack chart. Okay, so it will fill on the top. Okay, so here we have some settings also. So if you want to go to settings, you have to click first whether you want to show the total value or single value or count of the value. So if you click this down arrow, here it will show sum of average, minimum, maximum, count, whatever you want. So how many products we have. Likewise, we on the time we can show count. What is the total of the sale? You can choose sum. What is the average of the sale? You can show average. Likewise, you have to choose based on your need. But I need the total, so it is sum of it's fine for me. Then second symbol here, this is called it as format your visual. So I want to design my visual, so you can just click on this format, this visual. Here we have a lot of settings. Okay, x-axis, y-axis, and legend. You know, you won't bother about this work x-axis and y-axis. Why? Because it is not remain same for all the graphs. Okay, why? Because sometimes the x-axis shows the text value, sometimes x-axis shows the number value. But this, when you see this particular first stacked chart, it is x-axis showing numbers, y-axis showing the text. And when I'm clicking second, x-axis showing text, y-axis is showing numbers. So the Power BI itself, it will consider like what is the, where I need to place the text, where I need to place the number. So you can just choose your column, that is fine. So just I'll remove this. So for example, I don't want to drag and drop. I don't want to do anything. If I select this button, automatically it will place into one place. It will go into the number area and it will provide the details. Okay. So when you go to this format your visual, there is a lot of settings. We'll go one by one. First, x-axis. Okay, x-axis, it's nothing but what is the value you are placed in x-axis. So in x-axis we have placed product. This x-axis settings is related to the product value. So I want to change some font color. So for example, I want to change the font and font size and bold, and make it color changes, maximum height, concatenated labels. If you are applying multiple values, we can use concatenate labels, but now not needed because I have selected only one value. So here it is updating the product area, not for this axis area. It is updated in product because in x-axis we have placed product, right? So it will update here. And title, in this x-axis itself we have subcategories: values, title, and layout. Values, we have modified the font and colors, everything. So title, here the product is the title. Here in bottom the product is showing, right? This is the title for x-axis. So title text is automatic. It is like based on your graph column name, it is detecting, right? So if you want to change, you can edit here, product wise. Report, snap, whatever you want, you can type. And style, show title only. And font, I want to change some font color. You can use same font, then it will look nice. So for your understanding, I'm changing some of the font. So bold, color, it should be like this. So everything is related to the title area. It will update in title. The next setting is layout setting in x-axis. Layout setting. So minimum category width. So for example, so it's between this particular bars. What is the category width you need it? So based on that, it will adjust. So we don't want to change anything. So if you don't want this all those settings, then you want to go back to the normal format, then you have to click this reset default, right? So these are all settings available in x-axis, and similarly we have y-axis settings as well. In this y-axis we have no in this y-axis we are using the numbers, right? So here it is showing the range 0 million, 2 million, 4 million, 6 million. So it is in minimum and maximum, automatically it is taking based on our values, whatever we placed on that particular column, right? South sale and east sale. If you don't want to automate, you want to type, then you can type like this: 0, 100, till 100, 1000, 1 lakh. So you can type how you want. That is also possible. An invert range is nothing but, see, the bar alignment will change. Invert range. If you don't want, you can just make it off. And here also we have range settings and values and title. So values, in this values we have same settings: font changes and color changes and display units. In display units, it is automatically taking based on our data. So if you want to show your display units in thousands, see here it is changed into thousands. If you want to change into millions, it will, you can able to change, and you can able to change billions, trillions, whatever you want, you can choose. Now it is automatically selected as million. So we don't want to change all those things, but we have option to change all those things. And what is switch axis value decimal places? It is also automatic, so we don't want to do anything. And switch axis position. Switch axis position, the range, that range is changed into left to right. So before it was left hand side, now it is changed into right hand side. 0 million, 2 million, like that it was changed into right hand side. So if you don't want, you can keep it as it is, then you can make it off. Okay. Title settings, it is title of this y-axis. So sum of south and sum of east sale, it is there, right? That title. So it is also automated based on the value. If you want to change, then you can type it here, values. Okay. Show title only, unit or both. If you change, you can change. And font colors and bold, italic color changes, that and all we can do. Okay. And if you don't want, if you want to go to old method, then you can click on reset to default. Okay, so now we have completed x-axis and y-axis settings. Next setting is legend. Legend is already on. What is legend? Here we have choose here, see this graph, that light blue is representing south sail and dark blue is representing east sail. This is called it as legend. Which color belongs to which category? That is called it as legend. So if you don't want, you can just make it off. See here, it was removed. And you want a top left. So we can align top left. And if you want top right, you can change it into top right. Left stacked. Likewise, we have some settings. Top right stack, center left, bottom center, bottom center. Likewise, we can able to change this legend. In this legend, we have subcategories, right? One is option, another one is text and title. Text color changes for a legend. So if you want to change the font and if you want to increase the font color, make it bold. And if you want to do some text color, text only it will change, not for other settings. And title, if you want to give some legend title, you can give the title. So for example, I'm going to give legend. So it will add here. So you can add if you want to provide some title of this particular legend and you can give in this particular category. Okay. If you don't want, you can just reset as default. It will go back to the normal form. Okay. And then here small multiplies. Small multiplies is in hidden mode, right? Now next settings is small multiplies. It is in hidden mode. How to activate this small multiplies? So for example, for that, you can go to your visual area. Here we have small multiplies category. In this, if you want to place the text, then what happened? It will split separately. Appliances is one graph, furniture in one graph. Likewise, it will split. This is called it a small multiplies. So when you have value here, automatically this settings will activate. Small multiplies settings. Then you can go to here, and if you want to change the layout settings, whether you want to increase the rows in one page, 3 rows, 3 columns. Likewise, you can adjust padding size. You can adjust in your small multiplies and border. Now it was selected horizontal and vertical. If you want to make it a stable, then you can change like this. Whether the line style is you want a dashed line or dotted line, that also we can change. See here, this is focus mode. We can see the entire picture. So now the dashed line was selected. And the line color, if you want to change the line color, you can change. And if you want to increase the width, then we can increase the width. Okay, fine. So this small multiplies is title. So here the title is nothing but appliances, furniture, grand total. These are all the small multiplies is title. Okay. Now it was aligned in top, right? If you want to change it somewhere bottom, and you can able to change. And if you want to change some font color and adjustments and all, we can do it in this category. And then background color. So this is background color settings for only this small multiplies. So if I want to choose some background color, it will apply here. Okay, it will look like this. And if you don't want, you can just reset as it is. So if you don't want the small multiplies, you can just remove here in this tab. If you removed this title, then it will go to hidden mode. See, it was gone in hidden mode. Okay, fine. Next, we have grid lines settings. In this grid lines, so here in this graph, you can see able to see this dotted lines, right? In between, that is call it as grid lines. So if you want to change into solid, if you want to change into dashed, you can able to change, see here. And if you don't want also, you can make it off, right? That is possible. And this is grid line settings. And next one is zoom slicer. Zoom slicer, if I'm going to on the zoom slicer, automatically the slicer will create in this area. So we can drag and drop, and if you want to zoom and see, and we can able to use this zoom slicer. But here the range, it was selected based on y-axis. It also differ where you are placing the number, that axis will comes under zoom slicer. Slicer label, if you want to add slicer label, you can able to add. So now see, there is an two labels, right? So if you don't want to display the two ranges for zoom and graph, then we can use this slider tooltip. So what it will do is, when you are scrolling where you are standing at, so see that white box is coming for in my graph, right? 7 mm, 6 mm. So likewise, you can able to find where. So for sometimes my target is 10 mm, 10 million. I can keep mouse here. I can see that x-axis range is different and zoom sizes range is different. So we can't able to use the range graph range for zoom slicer. It is different for each other. So that's why we are adding this slider tooltip. If you are not adding, you can't able to see. So when you are drag and drop, that white box is not coming, no, it will not come. So you have to activate this slider tooltip. Okay, and this is slice setting. And column settings. Column settings. In this column settings, we have color setting on border and layout. Series also is there. So here, color settings, transparency. Now I can reduce the transparency, and border. If you want to give some border of this particular, so border color also you can able to change what color you want. So I'll change into some different color. Then transparency width, you can able to adjust in this area. Hide inner borders. If you don't want this inner borders, in between one border is coming, that is called it as inner borders. If you don't want that inner border, we can able to remove it. Here we have option hide inner borders. And in this layout, whether you want to reverse order or sort by value, space between the categories, if you want to change anything, we can able to change it here. Series expression, that and all, we can change it here in this column settings. When we go to ribbons, click ribbons, so it will go like no, continuity, some ribbon settings. If you don't want, you can make it off. And data labels, So this is call it as data labels. Here inside how much value it is, it will display. So this is call it as data label. And here we have subcategories: series, options, title, values, and background. We have lot of subcategories. Series, whether you want to apply only for south or only for east or all. So I'm going to apply for all the columns. An option, whether you want horizontal or vertical. This data label, whether you want horizontal or vertical. So if it is vertical, it should be like look like this. If it is horizontal, it should be look like this. Sorry, horizontal, it's fine for me. Position, automatic. So it is automatically placed in one place, right? So if you don't want this automatic, if you want to place like inside end, then it will go like this. And inside center, it should be like this. And inside base, you can change like this. So where you want to place your data label, we can able to place. Overflow text. So overflow text, if it is crossing after the bar, then it will reflect. Now everything is inside the border, so we don't want this settings. So title, if you want to provide some title of this particular, custom. So if you want to provide some series name, then we can able to change. Now here it is showing, right, sum of east value, sum of south value, likewise it is reflecting. If you don't want, you can just make it off. And value settings, in this value settings we can able to change the font and font color and other settings and all. We can able to change it. The display units, how you want. We are already discussed about an x-axis range, right? So similarly here also we can able to change the settings. Fine. Then the value settings we have discussed. And then detail settings. This detail settings, what it will do. So when I'm clicking down arrow, font color, bold, so where it is updating display units, there is no details here. So likewise we can able to change. Next we have background settings. You can just, so this is only for background for data labels. So if you want to change the background color, then you can able to change like this. And layout, multi-line or single line, how you want it, and where you want to place the data label, horizontal alignment, center alignment, that and all we can see. Okay, now I given the reset button. Ribbons, columns color, we can able to change it here. So for example, I want to choose this sum of sale. So when I'm choosing sum of south, it is showing a blue color. So I don't want blue color. If I want to change some different color, I can able to change it. And transparency, you can adjust the transparency. And similarly, if you want to change the east color, then you can choose east, then you can change it some different colors. So whatever you want, you can select. It should be like this. So these are all settings are available in columns. So next is, so so far I'll activate this data label. So this data label is related to only south total and east sale it is showing. If it is total label, then what is the total number of values? So what is the total? It will add these two values and it will provide the total. Okay, here also we have font color and background color and other settings are available. Value settings and background settings are available that we can do it here. And plot area background. So in this plot area background, we can choose some photos. If you want to add some background image, mostly if we have any logo or company things, we can show like this. So you can upload the image and you can fit as it is. And if you want to reduce the transparency, then you can reduce and you can display like this. That options we are having in this plot area background settings. So how should I change the background of this particular graph, and how should I change the other settings? Like, so now inside everything, the range settings and the label settings and color settings, everything we have done in this particular area, right? Even if I want to change the background and other titles, we have general properties. So before we have discussed about visual properties, now we are going to see this general properties. In this property, we already discussed, right? So properties, height and weight adjustment of this particular graph, that we can do it via mouse, and title of this particular graph. So the sum of south sale and sum of east sale by product. This is the heading of this particular graph. If you don't want this heading, you can remove it. And if you want to change south sale, so for example, this is representing south and east sale, right? Total of south and east, or east sale. Likewise, you can give. So this is a title. And if you want to make it font changes and color changes, then we can able to do it here. You can change the font color and make it bold, make it center, and text color, what color you want, you can change the colors. And background color, if I provide, this is only for background color, only for title, not for others. So we can make it center. Text wrap is allowed, because when you are crossing the limit of this particular text, and then the text wrap will activate and it will align your text properly. And if you want to add subtitle, you can add this subtitle category. We have subtitle category. Now so far, spacing, if you want to adjust the spacing and divider settings, that and all, we can able to do it here. So divider settings, if it is divided, then what is the procedure, that and all, it is available in title. And effects, if you want to add some effects, background settings. So here we have a background of this particular graph, not for entire thing, it is only for graph. It should be like this. So the graphs background settings that we can do. And if you want to add a visual border, round corners, these and all we have discussed in shapes, right? Shapes, how to design the shape, corners and colors, that and all we can do it here also. So you can use the border and round corners. If you want round corners, you can make it as round corners. If you want to add shadow, we can add shadow in this particular graph. And header icon changes, tooltip changes, alt text, these are all we have discussed about text settings and shape settings. It is quite remains same. So that settings also we can add here. And if you don't want this image or background color changes, then you can go to general. Then I want to change some background color. Maybe I'll change it like some more blue. And I don't want this image, then I'll go to visual settings, flat area background. I don't want this flat area background image. Then I'll expand here. So you have to down the arrow and you can remove the image. Okay, so it should be like this. Now change. So now I'm clicking outside. See here. So we have aligned the title and round corners and shapes. Shadow was added. General, that and all general settings. It is quite the same for all the visuals. And visual settings may vary. Some of the graph and bar graph, it is remain same. When it comes to line graph or some other graph, it will differ. Okay. So other basic settings are data labels and grid lines changes, and other settings are remain same for all the graphs. Okay. So this is how we need to create a stacked chart. Thanks for watching.